One day, an atheist was walking through the woods. He was admiring the flowers and the trees and how everything came here by chance. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he noticed a bear following in his footsteps. He cried out, "God, help me!" Immediately, time stood still. A voice came from heaven, and God said, "You have denied me your entire life, and now you want my help?" The atheist thought about it for a moment and said, "Yeah, it would be hypocritical if I only called upon you now. But I wonder, could you make the bear a Christian?" Time went back to normal. The bear knelt down on both knees, looking to heaven, said, "Dear God, for this meal that I'm about to receive, make me truly thankful." This is The Christian Bear with Dr. Ben Hilskamp. Welcome to episode 8 of The Christian Bear. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Hilskamp. Lying has become an art form, shared not just among lawyers, politicians, and con men anymore. Outright lies without remorse or even traces of deception have become the stuff of political rallies and the news media. Don't like the truth? Call it fake news. That doesn't work? Make up a conspiracy theory about the news outlet's connection to a global cabal peddling children out of pizza kitchens. Alex Jones was born in 1974 in Dallas, Texas. His father was a dentist, and his mother was a homemaker. He played football for his high school team. His upbringing was quintessentially American. After briefly attending community college, he began hosting call-in shows on public access TV, and then moved to radio. This is where he began developing theories about a new world order. Following the 1995 bombing of the federal building in Oklahoma City, Jones blamed the government for orchestrating the bombing. 3 years later, on the 5th anniversary of the raid of the Branch Davidian compound in Waco, Texas, Jones raised enough money to build a new site claiming that the Branch Davidians were peacemakers who were murdered by the federal government. Jones, along with his then wife, founded InfoWars as a mail-order business selling his own videos and products. Jones transitioned InfoWars to an online format shortly thereafter, claiming over 5 million listeners by 2014. Jones uses InfoWars to issue paranoid conspiracies, fabrications of actual events, and blatant lies. Among Jones's theories are claims that the Bush administration planned and carried out the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks, that the Federal Emergency Management Agency, better known as FEMA, is using con men to set up concentration camps for Americans, and that the government is adding chemicals to the water to make people gay, as some sort of element of population control. Unfortunately, none of these conspiracy theories and lies are necessarily any worse than what we have become accustomed to hearing from Fox News, alt-right nationalists, members of Congress. By the way, we'll look at Marjorie Taylor Greene in another episode, and even the President of the United States. Jones stands out, though, among a certain group of far-right, alt-right agitators. He claims that the 2012 mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School was a fabrication. He asserted that the shooting was a quote-unquote false flag operation by gun control advocates, and that actors played the students, teachers, and parents. Recently, Jones was in court responding to a defamation lawsuit brought by family members of the victims and one of the first responders. I want to pause here for a moment to say with all clarity that on December 14th, 2012, Adam Lanza killed his mother at home, then proceeded to Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newton, Connecticut, where he killed 20 children between the ages of 6 and 7 and killed 6 staff members. He also wounded 2 other people before taking his own life. Those facts are not in dispute. Please join me in a moment to remember those who were killed and injured. Nancy Lanza, Adam's mother. Teachers and staff, Rachel Davino, Dawn Hopsprug, Anne Murray Murphy, Lauren Russo, Mary Sherlach, and Victoria Lee Soto. Students: Charlotte Bacon, she was 6. Daniel Barden, he was 7. Olivia Ingle, she was 6. Josephine Gay, she was 7. Dylan Hockley, he was 6. Madeline Husu, she was 6. Catherine Hubbard, she was 6. Chase Kowalski, he was 7. Jesse Lewis, they were 6. Anna Marquez Green, she was 6. James Mattaoli, he was 6. Grace McDonald, she was 7. Emily Parker, she was 6. Jack Pinto, he was 6. Noah Posner, he was 6. Caroline Privaldi, she was 6. Jessica Ricos, she was 6. Avielle Richmond, she was 6. Benjamin Wheeler, he was 6. And Allison Wyatt, she was 6. The shooting also wounded 2 staff members and teachers, Natalie Hammond and Deborah Pisani. And because we are commanded to love even our enemies, we remember and pray for the man who perpetrated this tragedy, Adam Lanza. Going back to Jones, Alex Jones called this mass murder a hoax. Recently, on August 4th, 2022, a court ordered Jones to pay over $4 million to the families and first responders of the Sandy Hook victims. Jones has claimed that a psychosis made him believe that the shooting hadn't happened. Jones's supporters, ironically writing for InfoWars, have warned that the defamation lawsuit is a move by the United States government to curtail the First Amendment and silence dissenters. They have incorrectly called the lawsuit a quote-unquote trial and have confused the rights enshrined in the Constitution against government interference in public protected speech with the ability of one person to sue another person based on what the liable party has said about the other party. In summary, Alex Jones is a pathological liar, a racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic gun nut who makes money by shouting false, unproven, and dangerous theories to anyone who is lazy enough to listen and not fact-check. His InfoWars site serves to platform and promote voices which only reinforce and bolster his own lies. He adds nothing to the public discourse and uses his position to further demean and degrade the image of our country and of our culture. But why should we talk about Alex Jones? Most of us could shake our head at his antics, roll our eyes when he makes the news beyond his own site, and move on with our lives. We don't need to engage with Jones, and we definitely don't need to read anything on his site. Yet Jones is a reminder to all of us of where unchecked rhetoric leads. We saw the fruits of Donald Trump and his 2 a.m. Twitter rants. We continue to see politicians resort to outright lies and gross misinformation. Recently, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, characterized gender-affirming care for trans youth as, quote, "They're trying to give very young girls double mastectomies. They want to castrate these young boys," end quote. Nothing in that sentence is true. We should have robust and dynamic discussions of issues at play in the American and global communities. At times we will disagree, and we may be in conflict with each other, but we should never allow ourselves to engage in absurd theories and outright lies. This has been The Christian Bear with Dr. Ben Hilskamp.